Hi, this is a short video about how we can use Boolean expressions to ask a true or false question in our code. First, we will introduce the concept of Boolean expressions. Then, we will define the basic building blocks of a Boolean expression. Finally, we will take a look at how to create these expressions using relational operators in conjunction with various types of operands. Boolean expressions are similar to arithmetic expressions in that both use operators and operands to achieve a single output. In arithmetic expressions, we use numeric values as the operands and the addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division as the operators. The resulting output from an arithmetic expression is another numeric value. For example, 4 plus 2 gives us the value 6. Likewise, we print the value 5 times 7, we get the value 35 in return. A Boolean expression, on the other hand, still uses a combination of operators and operands, but the result is a true or false value. For example, 2 less than 4, where 2 and 4 are the operands, and the less than sign is the operator. And we can see that the output is true. We mentioned at the beginning of the semester that a data type describes a collection of data. At that time, we introduced only 3 data types: the float, the integer, and the string. Each of these data types have many literal values. Think of the possible whole number values your programs have represented so far, or strings even, for that matter. Now we introduce the bool data type. In contrast to the 3 previous types, bool contains only 2 atomic values, true and false. Please note that the capitalization on this data type is significant, as you can see in the example. If I were to print true with a capital T, I get true back. However, if I were to print true with a lowercase t, I get the value 1. I can take this a step further, and I will show you the difference between the two by printing out the type of each atomic value. This is of type bool, and if I use the lowercase t for the value true, it is an int. The reasons they are different go beyond the bounds of this class, so just keep in mind that if you want to refer to the bool data type, you must capitalize it. Furthermore, the literal values true and false are not strings, although it is difficult to tell by the printed output alone. Again, if I print out the type of each statement, you will see that one is of type bool and the other one of type string. So in summary, the bool data type contains 2 literal values, true and false, whereby the capitalization is important and the true and false values are not strings. Inequalities in math allow us to make comparisons between values, such as 4 less than 5 results in a true relationship. By extension, we can express these relationships in the Python language. We have the same 6 comparison operators, although they may look a little different. Notice that the less than or equal to, greater than or equal to, equivalent to, and the not equivalent to operators contain 2 characters. There are 2 reasons for this. First is simply that we do not have the less than or equal to, greater than or equal to, or the not equal to symbols represented on the keyboard. The second reason is that we already use the single equal sign to express assignment of a value to a variable. Therefore, in order to express equality, we have to use the double equal sign. In the following examples, I will demonstrate the printed output from the relational statements using literal and variable operand values. First, we'll look at the print statement 4 less than or equal to 5. That is a true statement. Print 4 not equal to 5 is also a true statement. However, is 4 equivalent to 5? That is a false statement. Here's the example of assignment versus statement of equality. If I take x, get the value 10, that is an assignment statement. Notice that nothing is returned. However, I can print x is greater than 0 as a true statement. Likewise, I can print x is equivalent to 0. This will return false because it is not a true statement. X has the value 10, and we're comparing, is 10 equivalent to 0? No, it's not. I can take this a step further in my Boolean expressions, and I can even have arithmetic expressions in my Boolean expression. So I can take and subtract 10 from x, and I can test that for equivalency with 0. The output is true because I have subtracted 10 from 10, so that results in 0. 0 equivalent to 0 is true. These are examples of how I can use literal values and variable values in my Boolean expressions. In summary, bool is a Python data type that represents two atomic values, true and false. A Boolean expression is a statement of a true or false relationship between two operands. The Python language contains the same 6 relational operators that we are familiar with from math. We can use these operators to establish relationships, and as we will see in the next video, we can make decisions in code based on the resulting output from these expressions.